Okay, we'll do a little sound check here. This is a surprise stream. And double surprise because, okay, I'm dropping frames like a madman again. Okay, so I'm not exactly certain why this is happening this way, but my speed tests are coming out very well. I replaced that cable. Thank you, Fuzz. And it should be working okay. But I'm watching my KB right now, and it is 1943. Not the year, but the KB. So it's holding over 1900, which is good. But it also dropped a whole boatload of frames just a moment ago. So hopefully it's coming through cleanly now. Yeah, Fuzz and Sarg helped out a great deal when it came to fixing my problem from last time. Mainly Fuzz, because Fuzz was the one that said, hey, try a different port, try a different cable. Okay, see, my KB is dropping like crazy again. And now it's back up again. Huh, that is very strange. So I'm assuming that the stream is going okay for a little bit, and then it tanks for a moment and then comes back. Would that be a fair assessment of the situation? My kbps is dropping. My bit rate basically is dropping from 1900, roughly between 1900 and 2000, down to, I think this last time that I actually looked at it, it said it was down to 600. Because at the bottom of OBS, I don't know if, Fuzz, I don't know if you've seen the newer version of OBS, but they've added some very nice little quality of life features to the newer version, and one of which is giving you a readout at the bottom of the window that says dropped frames, how long you've been live, or if you're just recording or whether you're streaming. It gives a CPU estimate, frames per second, and then your bitrate or kbps. So now you haven't seen it. It's really nice. If you ever get back into streaming, make sure you download the more recent version of OBS. It won't update to it, just so you know. Like the old OBS, it was, I don't remember, it was the one that you, actually I think it was the one that you turned me on to. So it was, this kitten's getting all excited about hearing a chip bag. So yeah, it's just one of those things that yeah, I had to go and get a whole new download for it. It wasn't an update from the old to this one. I think you're about to have a friend over there. Yeah. Alright. Meow. I know, little guy. So we are going to be doing, I should probably switch off of that thing there and put up the sound and get Dungeons 3 up and running here. I am going to do a survival run on this, which is something that I have never done before, so this ought to be interesting. Thankfully, there was a guy that came in here, I think it was a little bit more than a week ago, Shimiku, that gave me an interesting idea to try some different strategies, specifically going with a straight undead strategy in order to win a skirmish map, and that worked out well. One might even argue it worked out a little too well. That the undead side of the game seems to be a little bit stronger than the rest of it. I think power-wise, you're looking at undead being at the top, the demon part of the tree being in the middle and the horde part of it being the low end. And I'll go into why the horde is going to be deemed to be the low power end once I'm in the game. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to start out with an undead strategy, but then I'm going to branch out into the other research trees to get a better understanding of how all those work and stuff. But mainly, there's a good reason to start with the undead, and that's, you know, mainly because they don't really die, and they, as long as you have the graveyard space set up to do so, it will continuously spawn zombies. And then you can open up Prison, which collects all the heroes that come and invade your dungeon. It drags them into the prison, and then you can either try to convert them, or you can throw them, you can leave them in there until they die, and then they turn into skeletal archers and warriors and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. The Realm Forge is the developer, and Calypso Media, I think, is the publisher on this. If I have that mixed up, somebody will straighten me out, but I'm pretty sure I got it right. And Realm Forge has done a really, really good job, I think, anyway, a really good job setting up this third one. They kept the feel of the previous versions, as well as keeping the feel of the original intellectual property that they based this off of, the Dungeon Keeper series. They really kept the feel of it, but still gave enough meat, enough substance to this version of the game versus the second one, Dungeons 2, where it's the same basic principle. There's just a little bit more. It's a little bit more broad in this one, and I'll get into that too, because the research tree in this game is insane. I mean, it just is. It's just insane. In order to research everything you probably will want to do like an endless or a skirmish map, one where you can control where the end comes in, where the end of your playthrough comes in. So, I should probably shut up about this and play the dang game. At the end of my show today, I'm going to talk about something that's going to happen in a week and 3 days. Something that's going to happen on the 27th of September that still working out all of the little details, but as far as I am aware, there's something very cool going to happen on my stream on Wednesday, so on the 27th of this month. So be sure to keep an eye on my media and stuff like that. Keep pestering me about information, and I will share it. But that's not going to come until the end of the show. Fuzz, you already know what it is. Speaking of undead, ha ha ha, let's get into this. So I will randomly have a kitten attacking me here. That'll be fun. Mainly the reason that I am going without camera today is because I seem to have a problem with the feed. It's not picking up a video signal from the camera. It's picking up an audio signal just fine, because it's doing it right now. However, my camera seems to be, I don't know, I probably have a setting, I changed something, and you know nothing? Was it? You do. Undead Labs? Oh yeah. So let's see here. I should probably get to work. One of the things that is necessary right away in this game is getting your little snots to score up some gold for you, and in doing so, you'll be able to purchase the different units and stuff like that, the upgrades to different units, and that's what allows you to play this game. Dun, 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 and playing this game is fun, so you should. Of course you know something, but you know nothing. Indeed. Well, poor little guy. You probably can hear very quiet little meows in the background. He's just chilling. Okay, so you apparently do not have a hero spawn inside this dungeon, which is really nice. Usually with a skirmish map, they will, you have a staircase that they'll come through, that you can go through, but then usually on the other side of the map they'll have 1 or 2 or 3 hero spawn portals that will do exactly what they sound like, spawn heroes. So, in fact, I get a next wave of heroes in 3 minutes and 36 seconds, so I better get on some research here. This is the research tree. This is your general part of the tree, mostly dealing with population and like basic building. You've got the horde side, like the orcs and the goblins, that's it. And then you have this side here, which is all of the demons and such, and then the bottom one, this is all the undead things. So, like I said at the beginning of this, I'm going to be focused on doing an undead run, building an undead army first. And the reason that I'm going to do that way is because it is a very strong start. I'm currently looking for, there we go, one of these gold veins. They're different from these in that they have a great deal of, whatchamacallit, you know, watch a bit of TV, love to watch, but you're tired, getting too old to party, no problem. But before you go, I do want to mention something because it's awesome. I have something coming in the mail from Fuzzy, and you rock. I cannot wait until that gets here. I will make absolutely certain that I open that up on a stream. I'll just cover up the physical addresses for the innocent. But yeah, I'm dying. I'm dying to get that. It is gonna be so cool, and it's actually something for my stream, which is even better. Yeah, you rock. So freaking cool. I can't wait. I can't wait. There will be much rejoicing. Yay. There are, but it's going to take a while, so once it gets here, I'll make an even bigger stink about it. Yes. It's going to be so cool. Oh my god. So very generous of you. I'm floored. I really am. I'm really floored. That is very, very kind. I'm still quite in shock and awe, and I'm gonna be for a while, I'm sure. I need to build... Ooh, I really need to build a graveyard here. Aw, that's so kind. I try as hard as I can. I'm not always successful at it. Next week. Woohoo! Yay! It'll be here before the 27th. I'll have to wear it on the Undead Labs stream. Yeah, that's so awesome. Oh my goodness. Oh, a portal will open soon in your dungeon. That is interesting. Okay, so I need this to be divisible by 2. Okay. Actually, let's carve that down. Nah, leave that there. It's so awesome. Yeah, it should be here by then. That'll be cool. That'll be really cool. Wave 1. Uh-oh. I'm in trouble. I don't even have a military yet. Oh goodness, and they pop up like right there. Yikes. Yikes.
The dungeon heart.
Okay, that is wave 1.
Out of a room that was accidentally unearthed.
Uh-oh. Countless spiders. Well, I can count them. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. It's not counting spiders. Oh, these guys are pretty tough. That's okay. No problem. I understand it's pretty late over there, and that you had a rather exciting evening last night, so you go right ahead and do not feel guilty about it in the least.
It's payday.
You totally get a pass. You totally get a pass. I made this the wrong size, so I've got to flesh out the rest of it here. That'll be better. And these should automatically adjust. That's one of the nice things about this, is that it should automatically move these once the rest of the room is fleshed out. Because I'm not making a lot of money, but yeah. I do need to fill in these walls.
Evil is unstoppable!
Because one thing that does happen in this game is the walls play an important part in the efficiency of the room. Ow, ooh, that hurt. It's okay, don't be scared. It's just me knocking my knee against the table. You're alright. He's a little bit of a scaredy cat still. The good thing is that you should be able to remove these, and they should come back in and rebuild them. I thought it was going to resize itself automatically, but it did not. There we go. And see, they'll start filling them back in once they're requiring the space. And with the graveyard, what that does is it allows them to regenerate. So it's pretty important to have one. The Horde side of it requires that you have a hideout, and the Demon side requires a vortex. What I'm going to be doing is focusing mainly on building up my Snots. The Snots are the ones that do all the physical labor, all the menial physical labor in a dungeon. They also provide you with toolboxes from a workshop, which I will be building here shortly. And those toolboxes are important because they allow you to build traps and various other workbenches for different rooms. So it's all important stuff. And like I said at the beginning of this, there is a strategy that basically you don't branch into any of the other military sides of the research tree. Because they have these have military units, these have military combat units, and you know, each one of these three has a combat unit team associated with it. And this is just the general branch for labor. You get your workshop through here, treasury, and you can improve your hero, which I won't be doing quite yet, mainly because there's other things that I need drastically before too long. I want to build a prison, like I was talking about earlier. It allows you to convert heroes into other things, which is very, very handy, and highly recommended. So the prison takes up like an interior space. So this will allow for 12 prisoners to be put into a prison, and you can either convert them into skeletons. And not a surprise if expected to stream sometime in the future. That's true, which I often do say. So that's good. How's it going, Kaiser? What you up to today? I got a little itch to play some Dungeons 3 today, and I thought I would share. Uh-oh. Something interesting is happening. You should have a look. Uh-oh. There comes the heroes. So this wave should be a little stronger than the previous one. I am going to jump into research real fast, get this thing and a couple of these so that I can buy a few more Banshees. I will be throwing a few of these Banshees away.
Your creatures have inadvertently dug
Of
into
course
a
they
dragon's
did.
nest.
what I'm going to be doing is creating a bunch of Banshees and then deleting some of them later to get some other units built up. But I do not have the material in order to do that quite yet. Get out of here. What are you doing? Get away from the dragons. I'm trying to smack him so it'll run faster. We should just pick him up and carry him over here. That way he'll get out. Oh, you got back into Terraria. Nice. I still haven't checked that out. I should. I still haven't checked that one out yet. Okay, so those guys are going. The nice thing about Undead is even if they die, they're going to run back over here to the graveyard and heal. I do need a prison, and I do need a prison pretty quickly. Let's see here. Mainly because I've got these units that... oh, that's not... Because that's part of a nest, it's not buildable by me. I can't do anything with this space until I defeat these surprise beings.
Payday.
As soon as they kill him, I'll be able to drop a prison tile right there. It's not Legeddon. I like the names of this game is the company that puts this together is very well known for borrowing theme from other places. You will find a lot of Lord of the Rings references, a couple of Supernatural references, a lot of different stuff like that. Basically, if it has to do with demons, the undead, orcs, you're going to get a lot of World of Warcraft references in here. What's up? Okay, not sure what that was all about, but there's my wife's contribution. Yeah. So, let's see here. I'm going to end up building back in some walls, mainly because, like I was saying before, the efficiency of rooms is dependent on how much wall there is in said room. Like, if I opened up a bunch of doors in this, the efficiency would drop down from what it is to, from 80 by 10% for each wall that doesn't exist, or each open floor tile that does not have the room built right up to the wall. And it's good to pay attention to these things before you have the ability to build traps. Doors will change that. You can put a door in one of these locations and it will raise up the efficiency. If I have a snot come in and fill this wall, the efficiency of this room will jump up to 90% because I have one doorway in. Once I build a workshop, I will be able to build toolboxes that allow for the construction of traps. Among the traps are doors. Doors count as walls. So if you get this in here like that, I built that, had the snot fill it in, you can see that the efficiency jumped up to 90%. Once I put a door in this, the efficiency will be 100%. That's important because there are also spells that will raise the efficiency of a spell that will raise the efficiency of a room by double. So it's good to have them at 100 because then they really scream once they're expanded. I'm going to put more room in here for storage because right now I have one utility, one of these workbenches basically that will use up a 3x3 space. But if I put this in here and only leave those open tiles, I won't be able to store very much in this room. Like right now I can only store 20 versus 38. So in an effort to keep a lot of workboxes on hand, I will do this and expand that room significantly. Now, there is a bunch of my units getting attacked, so we'll move everybody over there. Something interesting is happening. I already know about it. One of the things that I really need to do is get out to the top side and attack one of these spaces before too long, because that will give me evilness, the third of these. I have dudes attacking my dungeon hearts. That's not good. And see, these snots are dragging off these heroes to go and throw them in this prison. And that will be good because it will convert them into skeletons for me to use as military. And those skeletons do not take up your population cap, which is really, really handy. Now, in order to build traps, I do need a Tinkerer's Cave, and in order to get the Tinkerer's Cave to work, I need to have Horde units, which I do not have right now. So I will need to expand into that tech pretty shortly here. I'm going to make sure that I have enough space to build a pair of workbenches in a Tinkerer's Cave, so that I can have traps built. Right now, of course I dug into a dragon's nest. Let's see, did they kill those guys yet? Yes, they did. Good deal. Let's get over here to these guys. Take them out. Set those tiles up yet. Ooh. 2.5 minutes until the next hero wave comes up, so alright, we'll get this built in here. I've already got a doorway into that room, and I've got a doorway into that section, so I don't need to worry about that. I do need to get into my research and pop some stuff. Oh, okay, so this is a good example. I do not have enough evilness in order to unlock the Tinkerer's Cave, so I will need to work at that.
Someone introduced themselves as a so-called horseman of the apocalypse the other day. I'm sure I still have his CV here somewhere. Looked a little emaciated.
That's awesome. Now, before I create any Horde units, I need to make sure that I have a couple of other things in place, like a hideout and food, because they really don't like it when you don't feed them. They go on strike, and yes, that means that they won't even fight, unless they're getting attacked, in which case, okay, but they won't really work that hard to defend themselves even. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab up all of my military units with the F2 key, and drop them in here. You can set up control and numbers to be able to select, specific bits of your overall military on the fly. Right now, I'm just using the select all military available, all combat units available. We get rid of the healers, because otherwise fighting this warrior will be fairly in vain. And once I can take over this shrine, I start generating evilness, which is the third material up at the top. And the builds for these things are pretty wild.
Evil will triumph.
So I'll send them back through here. There's a spell that allows you to instantly transport them back to your dungeon heart, which is very, very, very handy. Okay, now once I generate 200 more evilness, I can get the Lich, and I'll start deleting some of my Banshees for that. Uh-oh, I've already got a wave, huh?
Enemy.
Portal to Valhalla. I wonder if I can go. It would have a gear on it if I could go through it. Maybe. I don't know. That'd be interesting to find out if I can go through the portal. No. Doesn't look like it. Oh, they destroy the portal. Gotcha. Okay. Well, that's one way to interact with it, I suppose. So I've got the prison over here. I've got them generating toolboxes. I could use a lot more snots. We'll grab 3 of them there. I still haven't gotten up to 200 evilness, so I won't be able to unlock the Lich yet. The Lich is super powerful. They are just dag nasty units. They're very, very potent. But I'll have to delete some of my Banshees in order to accommodate them, or I'll need to go in here and up the amount of critters that I can use. Right now I don't want to do that because it costs evilness as well, and I don't want to spend any of that until I get the ability to build something. What was I looking? Pan, how's it going, dude? What you up to? So I have a lot, I have a lot better grasp of this game now than I did to start out with. So hopefully this will be more entertaining than my first couple of forays into Dungeons 3. I like to keep, if I notice that I've got a military, a combat unit having dinner on a bad day, I am sorry to hear that, dude. Hopefully I can take your mind off of it a little bit. If I find that I have a military, a combat unit somewhere in here near a door or a portal that they come in through, I tend to pick them all up and move them to center. Because if you get one combat unit out in the middle of nowhere and he gets attacked by a crew of heroes, he's gonna fall down completely and totally. So let's see, do I have enough? I do have enough evilness to get the Lich. So what I'm gonna do here is find some of my my lesser leveled Banshees. Yeah, this game is a lot of fun. I'm having a really good time with it. It's wonder why my mouse wheel isn't working right there. No, my mouse wheel isn't working at all. That's not good. Well, we'll roll with it. Ha 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 ha. That was a pun. I didn't notice this right away, but there's a little cage right here that you can drop them on, and then you slap that with a Hand of Terror, and it dumps them in, and eventually you will watch your population go down. That sacrifices them. You don't get anything back from it that I'm aware of, but what you, except for population cap, which I'm going to fill back up right now. How much content is there? Well, this is the research tree. Rather, this is like not even half of the research tree, because as soon as you get a lecture hall opened up, you'll notice that there's no lecture hall, no lecture hall, no lecture. It's written all over everything in here. The reason that it's not, the reason that that's written all over everything in here is because when you get a research hall, when you get the lecture hall, you can research a ton more things for all of this stuff. Ooh, a huge wave of heroes approaches. Once I get enough to put this together, because you've got to get Vortex and Arcanium, and then you unlock the lecture hall. You basically can expand every single thing in the research menu. It is ridiculously a lot. But as far as the overall game goes, they've got there's a campaign for it that basically teaches you who Talia is and what the importance of her is. I have a video up on YouTube for that specific game mode. They have the first I want to say 4 levels of the campaign up on the in the game so far, because as it says, this is a beta. Once they get... ooh, people died. Who died? Okay, no problem. But see, with the military or with the combat units in the undead chain, they all go right back to the graveyard where they can heal. So, Dungeon Heart is under attack. Uh-oh.
Heroes!
And most of my people are half dead. That picks up, by the way.
I'm so
Oh,
sorry.
that's okay.
I'm sorry.
No worries. No problem.
It's just a little kid throwing a fit.
Oh, it was a little kid throwing a fit. Yeah, I definitely don't need that right now. I'm throwing enough fits getting my ass handed to me in here.
No, he didn't like his haircut.
He didn't like his haircut.
Throwing his shoes at his mom.
Oh, poor little guy.
That's a trip to the damn car.
Yep. Indeed. So these guys will convert to skeletal archers once I unlock a certain part of the research tree. I will be able to get succubi and torture chamber that I can convert them and straight up use them as an anti-hero. It's just fantastic. But this is the good thing about the undead chain. The undead does not allow for for losing your units easily. Wow. They are messing around with these things. This is the first time I've done a survival. There are skirmish maps. You can co-op this. You can have it so that one person controls all the stuff underground and one person controls all the stuff above ground, which is things like this, taking over shrines that you can gain evilness from. So it's pretty interesting. I mean, it's not a game that you're going to, unless you really enjoy the RTS type game. It's one that you're going to beat the campaign and maybe play a couple of skirmish maps and then maybe lose a little interest because there's not an ever-growing collection of things to get. It's pretty much the game is as is, and now that said, there is an awful lot of room for them to build DLC into this because they can add different chains to the research menu and stuff like that. So there's it could be expanded upon easily, I think. No lecture hall. I don't want that. Oh, I already have the Tinkerer's Cave unlocked. That's why. But what I do need is a way to run the Tinkerer's Cave. And in order to do that, I'm going to need... Let's see. I'm going to need that. And then... Tinkerer's Cave. I need to build one of those in here. Now the problem with the Tinkerer's Cave is it will require that I use orcs or goblins in order to create the traps that they build. So for me to do that, I'm going to need a place for goblins and orcs to not only exist, like a sleeping place for them, a place for them to rest and heal. How long does a game usually last? I completed a skirmish in about 4 hours. It can be done much faster than that, because if you bank on the fact that the undead army can't die and you just focus on the undead tree, you can pretty much conquer a skirmish map in like an hour or 3. But there's also an endless mode that allows you to just build and build and build and build, and that is something that I've done a little bit on my own. I need a gobbler farm, and the gobbler farm is one like the prison that requires a certain amount of interior space for it to work. Yeah, and the endless maps are pretty awesome. I have to say the endless thing is pretty good. And then there's also this type. The one that I'm doing right now is a survival, and you have to survive 20 waves of heroes, and I'm a quarter way through it already. Wave 6 is just now starting. Let's see, that's where they're going to open the portal.
Evil comes from above.
How about we jump in here, raise my pop cap a little bit, and then go into this menu, drop a couple more liches on them. Dropping the liches. Yeah, the Lich Army is pretty sick. They are probably the most potent side of the game. 20 waves every 5 minutes, I guess. Yep, yeah, it seems like once the countdown starts while you are still dealing with the previous wave, which kind of sucks. But, I mean, I suppose it's good because otherwise you could just have them run around and around and around in circles for a while and lure them through an awful lot of junk in order to get them. Let's see, okay. I need this divisible by 2s. I'm only planning on having 4 orcs. Because that should be all that's necessary. Okay, and then I need a place for them to sleep. So I'm going to start putting this in here like this. Then we will hire up a couple of orcs. They will sleep in here. They will go over and eat from the gobbler farm. It's also important to have this when you are going to start converting heroes to use, because anything that isn't undead requires food. The demons demon side also requires edible stuffs, and the gobbler farm is the way to accomplish that. Let's see, I need to dig that out, put a treasury around it so they don't have to go as far. And I need that Tinkerer's Cave for a machinery. Come here, you little snot. Build that. And it's a good idea to build the Tinkerer's Cave nearest the space you're going to be building the traps, and or near the workshop, so they can take these in here to be used. The problem with that is that it usually doesn't work out too well that way, to be able to make to put all of that stuff near where the traps are going to be used. But you know, if you can swing it, because it works out better that way. No, I don't need that there. That would be a bad place for that. Let's see. Take that one out, and then we'll put this in here. That's the space that I need for the machinery. That's the space that I need for storage. Machinery and storage. Okay, and then I can build, to fill this in, I can build there, and that will, I think, let's see, there we go. And then I can build a Sinister Laboratory. The Sinister Laboratory is good because it has the ability to create magical toolboxes, which you can use to build magic traps and doors. It'll build normal ones and magic ones, which is good because you can end up replacing this with the magical version, as well as these. Yeah, they take 4 magic work boxes. So you'll have to set one of these up get your guys to work it first, and then once they've worked it sufficiently, you can delete these and trade them up for something better. Uh-oh. Wave 7. Oh, and of course they appear right next to my dungeon heart. That's nice of them. Now the problem with orcs is they have a tendency to die. I'm not sure why my mouse wheel isn't working.
In the meantime, several carnivorous penguins have begun to make their way into the Absolute Evil's dungeon. However, they would definitely not arrive before the end of this story.
I have zero doubt that there will be an army of killer penguins that will show up. I have no doubt that that is something that is going to happen after full release. Because they mentioned, he says that during the campaign too, and I have a strong feeling, a very strong feeling, that there will be an army of killer penguins that will show up and cause havoc on my stuff. So I'm going to take these toolboxes, I'm going to throw them in here, and then I'm going to grab a Banshee and throw her in here. There isn't any mana. Uh-oh. Okay, so that means it is time to build a vortex. The vortex is what allows you to have a demon army. Again, habitat places require that that there be a 2x2 square. Don't think skeletons are carnivores. No, they do not have a carnivorous diet. Indeed, that's part of the reason why the undead side of the chain, the research tree, is. I have a feeling that once it's released, unless they balance it out more, I have a feeling that it is going to be the, do this, when in multiplayer you do this or you die, which kind of sucks, because I would like to see them more balanced within themselves, because it's, yeah, it's not very balanced. Of course I've got
Keep your hands to
a
yourself.
surprise room.
Inadvertently dug into a dragon's
Now the nice thing about those surprise rooms, you can turn those off. You do not have to have a map with them. However, think carefully before you do that, because one of the things that you'll find in these special rooms when your snots are digging, you can find experience tomes, or, well, special skills. No, how would I word that? It's like a buff, and there are different tomes that you can put on a specific character. They can only use one at a time, and what they do basically is give them things like an increased critical chance, increased critical damage. You don't have to pay them. They don't require beer. I have one in a game that I'm playing, in a session that I'm playing, that has it's anytime a demon, I think it's a demon, anytime a demon is near this unit, it spreads a pestilence attack. Oh, it is so good. Oh my goodness, it is fun. So let's get, I've got 2 of those guys already. I need, I'm going to need population cap for the vortex, now that I've researched that. So we'll get some demons in here. And I've still only got 2 magical toolboxes. I'm going to need more than that. But I can start putting doors in all of these. Only where efficiency is important. Huh, it's weird that it didn't fix up that wall. Let's see. Might be a visual glitch. Okay. Oh my goodness, there are a lot of dudes. Once I can build traps, that'll be good. Spellman. That's cute. I need to keep an eye on my orcs. It's really irritating that my mouse wheel is dead. Ugh. Gotta keep an eye on those guys, but... Oh, I could filter. Duh. That would make it easier. But yeah, for some reason my mouse wheel isn't working. Let me see if it's... okay, it's not the mouse wheel, it's interaction with the game. Maybe alt-tabbing will fix that. Nope, it didn't. Interesting. I've never had my mouse wheel go dead while playing this. That is a first.
Payday.
Oh, holding down Alt will give you the life bars of all the various things in your dungeon. That is really nice to have. I did not know about that before. Very cool. Alright, so let's get some demons in here. But I don't want imps. I want spiders. Actually, what I really rather have... I don't know if I have enough to research this. Let's see. Oh, good. I get the lecture hall. Yeah. That's what I really want. I want these guys. And let's go ahead and get 4 of them. Where's my buttons? If I can get 4. No, I can get 1 for now. That's okay. Must be a new feature, indeed. The succubus is great because they convert units on two different ways. They will convert living undefeated units with a beguile skill, and they will convert your prisoners. Once you have a torture chamber, you can drop these guys in the torture chamber, and it will convert them directly as a hero. So you get the use of their skills, which is really damn handy, if you hadn't guessed. I can go through and uncheck these so that I can grab these guys back out. I don't want them involved in combat yet because I do not have a way to heal them if they die. That is something that you can research in this branch. The Crypt allows you to build resuscitation units, defibromats, that will give you the ability to resuscitate Horde. Build menu, I need to demolish that, and I need a snot. Come here. Build that. And that opens up a bunch of different traps that are magical in nature. Magical wooden door, icy spike traps. And then you can research more of them through here. I do want a torture chamber first. Then I'll get some traps. Okay, and that opened up these flaming arrow and regular arrow traps, which are fantastic. If you're going to use freeze traps, don't use the fiery arrows on the same line because it will unfreeze them. Of course, it is fun to watch them get frozen, then unfrozen, frozen, then unfrozen, frozen. It's fun. But be aware that that does happen. That's something you're going to want to keep your eye on. Yeah, orcs work these. It says I don't have a work unit. Go build traps. Let's see. Another thing you can do, you can slap your workers to make them work faster, which is really fun. It does injure them and it does piss them off, but well, you know, you're the ultimate evil. You're not playing the ultimate kind of not so evil that wouldn't even dream of slapping one of his own workers to make them go faster. So let's go ahead and get rid of one of these, and we'll throw in a magic Machinarium. That's the wrong one. Magic Creatomat that will create these toolboxes without the need of a snot. I want to demolish that because I do not want the snots working it. There is a fight in the dungeon. I'll drop him.
Charge!
Oh, and there's a bunch of them over here too.
Defend the dungeon hall.
And a bunch of them over here too. Oh no. Wow. Okay. Let's yeah, when they say that there's hero waves coming in, I did not realize that they meant from 7 different directions in massive quantities. Not enough mana. Don't.
Defend the dungeon hall.
Come on, guys.
Do all that is good.
Kill them all. Oh, they're out here. That's why.
Where are you taking me?
All right. Oh, do not have enough material for that. I've got a ton of prisoners. I can only hold 8. Oh, I miscounted when I did that. Yeah. Well, how about we open up this to come through to here, and then I will expand the prison outward this way.
Payday.
Nope, wrong button. And then you can go ahead and expand it. There's a little bit of a bug with trying to select a room type out of a room that's already constructed. It used to work, and then they patched something, and then it stopped working. I'm not sure, but they're aware of it, I believe. So hopefully that'll get fixed up before too long. But this will allow me to hold a bunch more prisoners in here. It'll turn them into skeletons, and that's always fun. So once I get 4 more of these boxes, I do need to build something to generate mana, otherwise that is not going to work too long. Let's see. We'll build it like this. I do need to build that lecture hall. Well, this is what happened. I'm going to be showing it off once it gets here on my on one of my streams. I'm going to open said package when it gets here on a stream. Fuzz sent me something, like in the mail for real, from Germany to the United States. She sent me something in the mail, and I'm freaking. Because this something just so happens to be a t-shirt. And I don't know if you're familiar, I don't remember if, forgive me if you played Defiance heavily and I just simply blocked it out of my mind. Yeah, there's an old Defiance t-shirt that Tryon made, had made for them, that had the Defiant Few written on the front of it, not just in English, but also in Indigen, one of the races from Defiance, an alien race from Defiance. It's their language. And it is written in, and it is a real viable language. That's the craziest thing. Like Klingon, it's a viable language. It has syntax and I mean everything about a real language exists in this. They got a language professional to write it for them. It's the same guy that wrote the language for Game of Thrones, I think, is the one that created Indigene, I think, the Indigene language. And it's a viable, constructed language. It's crazy. So it's written in that on the thing. It's pretty cool. I'm dying. And so Tryon sent this to Fuzz because, you know, of all the things that she was doing for them for Defiance. She and I were pretty pivotal in a lot of the things that went on in fixing and updating Defiance from a non-employee standpoint, as pivotal as a non-employee can be. But yeah, we had a lot of hand in what went on. You know, giving feedback to them for the game, so they thanked the both of us in different ways. And one of the ways that they thanked her was to send her this big old pile of stuff. I mean, she's got this render that they all signed, and it's a super rare render. Apparently, she's got one of two. There's only one other one, I believe, that exists. Oh. Defeat! Oh, I got killed. How about that?
Chance for a coffee?
I would love some more coffee. Yeah, let's go with an adult beverage. Why not? So that went poorly. I needed to focus more on building it a little bit quicker, and you know, between the conversation and stuff, and then me not paying as well of attention as I should have. Irish coffee. No, you know what's funny? I am the only thing I put in my coffee is sugar, and a lot of people, you know, poo-poo that I put sugar in my coffee. No, that would have been accurate. I put coffee in my sugar. But there's a reason for it. It's because I need the caffeine rush and a sugar buzz to go along with it. It's kind of, you know, dual effect. I need that. But I am not a fan of booze in coffee. I find Irish coffee to be appalling. Can't stand it. I'm just, it's not for me. Sarg tries to get me to add Kahlua to it. Ugh, no, don't like booze in my coffee. Why not? But yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what it is. I'm just not, drink coffee and eat something sweet. I could do that, but in most cases, I eat like once or twice a day at best. So it's difficult, and I figure if I'm going to be drinking large amounts of coffee anyway, I'll just, you know, sugar it and so on. But yeah, I get a lot of flack for it. My dad tells me to drink my coffee like a man, and I tell him that, you know, my wife drinks black coffee, I don't. So she drinks coffee like a man for me. Yeah, it's good times. But yeah, I do, and it's not like it's like I've told people. It's not that I don't really like coffee without sugar in it. I can manage. I don't know. It's kind of like I like a bitter and a sweet taste at the same time, you know. So it's just one of those things. Just one of those things. Freaking crazy. Just freaking crazy. I cannot believe she's doing that. She is so awesome. Fuzz is amazing. Yeah, I wasn't, I'm slow. No, Fuzz, you're fine. I know you're not here to listen to that, but that's okay. we'll forgive you. Yeah, Fuzz isn't watching the stream. She's off relaxing. She had a rather late night last night, apparently, so she's off resting. It's just Mama. It's okay. It's just Mama. This little kitten is still quite scared of, well, everything. So he's still getting to the point where he's chilling out when somebody comes into the room. Normally he freaks, runs under the bed, and hides. So, I'm gonna try that. I think I'm gonna try that again, but I'm gonna not blow it as badly this time, hopefully. But now I will say this, you know, because Fuzz is very frequently on my case about this. We do have a new cat, yes. Yes. He is he's a stray we picked up from outside, and we still need to take him to the vet. Yep. There's a lot of information about that in previous conversations in Discord. Right now, I'm not going to dwell on it too much because I won't be able to. Yeah. So anyway, this is the he's good. He's good. We named him Pudding because of Supernatural. It's a long story, but if you watch Supernatural, it will make sense. If you don't watch Supernatural, it will completely not make sense. Yeah, he's still getting accustomed to the inside, and yeah, so I'm going to try that again. I am going to. I'm actually okay. So you do watch Supernatural. So do you remember the episode where you don't remember Pudding? Okay. I'm not sure what season it was in, but the two of the main characters went into a mental institution. Do you remember the episode where they were admitted into a mental institution? Because if you remember that, then I've got something to work with. If you don't remember that one, then you haven't seen the episode. I lost, okay, so if you remember that, one of the doctors walks in on the two of them snooping around. And in order to cover it, Dean, you've seen all the episodes? Okay. In order to cover it, Dean drops his pants and throws his hands in the air and exclaims,
in the loony bin, yeah.
Pudding! Yeah, in the loony bin. And so he drops his pants, throws his arms in the air, and yells, Pudding! We named him that because while they were still living outside, jazz hands, while they were still living outside, him and his brother were playing, and he did basically that. He stood up, he put his hands in the air and shook them, you know, like jazz hands. But he did this twice in midair. It was hilarious. And my wife and I were both out there watching, you know, and at that point in time, they were still very, very, very afraid of us. So we were, you know, off in the distance just watching him play, and he did that, and I turned to my wife, and she's got her eyes closed, and she's trying not to laugh out loud and scare them, and I'm you know, shaking, trying not to laugh loud, and we just looked at each other and just both, you know, mouthed the word Pudding, and that was his name from there on. So, yep, it was cute as hell.
Currently working on getting his brother out of Lucifer's cage in hell, but
we're currently working on getting his brother out of Lucifer's cage in hell. Yeah, yep. That's still a very difficult subject for me, unfortunately.
It's an open wound.
It is a very open wound, and I'm not inclined to talk about it right now, because I need to do something that is not going to depress me ultimately. I'm going to try this again. I'm going to try to survive this game again. We're going to try this again, because I sucked that first time. I wasn't aware that they were going to come from different directions. I figured they were either going to come down through the stairs, or they were going to come down come in through a hero portal, and it was going to be a solid location. I was wrong. Now, one of the things Blast, you had asked about content, and one of the things that is kind of in that vein, because usually people are asking about content. They're wondering about the long-term playability of a game. They're wondering how how it's gonna fare over time. One of the things that they did with this versus the previous incarnations of Dungeons is they have given it a procedural generation to the dungeon and overworld. So every time it's seeded. It was procedurally generated up to, I think, 99,000. It was 9,900 times, 99,000 times, something like that. So if you play this seed, it's going to be this exact same room again. This setup, but at least there is some differentiation, and you're not playing on the exact same map every single time you play the game. So it is a little bit different. I need to get on my research right away. I need to get some snots going here. I am going to build a gobbler farm pretty well immediately. I do need a graveyard first. And since I can build doors to block these off, I'm not going to worry about the efficiency just yet. So hopefully I'll be able to pull this off. Yeah, it's not a good thing that you can access the dungeon heart from all four directions. Oh, I didn't, oh, you didn't put two, okay, gotcha. But that would have been made better if I had put traps, doors, stuff, something to block the way. And now that I know what's going on, I will be a little bit better equipped for it, I believe. You can put doors right in front of the entrances, you can. You cannot block them off completely. Like I could not, I can go into this menu and fill in a tile. I won't be able to fill in this tile because they won't be able to access it. They have to have some sort of access to your dungeon heart. But that can be blocked with doors and traps and a huge maze. Yeah, you can totally block that off. And I'm going to get spaces set up for small living quarters for the demons and the horde pretty well straight away, because I do not want to mess around with not having that again. I also need to build, rip out a space for a gobbler farm. No, that won't work very well. Let's take out this. I'll put that wall back in. And we'll use that as the gobbler farm. Actually, we'll just build it like that. Dun, dun, dun. There we go. And that'll work as a room. And it takes the inner space, so it's going to be a 3 by 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so it'll be a 3 by 6 space. You want this game? Well, if you want this game, right now it is on sale. That is one of the neat things about the beta. Now, if you do pick this up, I need someone to test out a multiplayer map that I know isn't going to be a jerk, you know, and just come and like bowl over me when I'm trying to do things, you know, somebody that can pace with me, basically. Here is a Steam link for it. It is currently $33.99 American. It is 15% off. It gets you that special Red Dungeon Heart, access to the digital soundtrack, and access to the beta, which is pretty cool, I think. So it is something. Now I will say it is kind of expensive. So how is it cheaper in the U.S. than it is in Europe? I don't know. Maybe they weren't allowed to put it on sale. Defend the Dungeon Heart. Uh-oh. All right, I'm gonna have to fight these guys off with just a couple units here. Drop those guys in. Nice thing is that when you buy, that's like 50 bucks. Jeez. It is on sale though? Okay. I do not know. And the crazy thing is Calypso Media is based in Germany. In fact, it's right around the corner from Fuzz. Well, not right around the corner, but you know, she lives. I think she lives like within 20 minutes of it. She was saying.
And stay down.
Because I kept talking up the company. I kept saying that, well, you know, Calypso's put an NDA on it, so I can't really talk about it, blah, blah, blah. And she told me later, she's like, it was driving me crazy because Calypso sounded familiar. I couldn't figure out why. I guess she drives by the place pretty frequently, so that's kind of crazy. I'm going to go ahead and build this in and then that so that I have a little bit more control of the room. We're going to go ahead and build a gobbler room in here. And let's see.
Enemies have entered the dungeon.
Enemies have entered the dungeon. Oh, they just send them through. Nice.
Destroy the good.
Okay, so let me get on some more research here. I do not have enough money. Okay. Oh, hey, little guy. How's it going, buddy? Calypso, they did make all the Tropico games, indeed. And speaking of Tropico, a little bit of a shout and a thank you to QWERTY. He actually picked up a copy of Tropicos 1 through 4 and gifted them to me. So I might be streaming that at some point in time. Probably the more recent one that I have, Tropico 4, even though 5 is out and 6 is on its way. I tried playing a little bit. I think I've got like 43 minutes logged into the game. Mainly because I did not go through the tutorial. I was a little tired when I was trying to run through it, so it was kind of, you know the pace of a tutorial is usually a little slower than the rest of the game, so it was kind of dragging on. I'm like, ah, screw it. I've done city building games before. I'm just gonna jump in and try it and see what happens. Yeah, that went badly. So that didn't really go very well at all. Yeah, I kind of failed miserably at it, so it didn't really go that well. Okay, so I'm going to build living quarters for Horde and for demon units, so that I can get working on those guys. They're just destroying the portal. I will let them do that. And then I'll pick them up and carry them back to the middle here. Just so that they're not hanging around right near the door. Okay. Gotta get a move on. Gotta get a move on. And I removed the option for those, for the special rooms, the secret rooms. that are in here because I did not really want to deal with that right now. There's really no reason for me to do that, but okay. I need a workshop space, so I'm going to need 3x3 for the actual workshop workbenches, and then some storage space. And I usually do these 6x5. I'll do this on a 6x5 room so that it I've got room for 2 of the workstations, and then enough space for storage. Some of the rooms require storage, and they will tell you in the description of the room what requires storage. So like right there, you'll see it says 2 boxes per room tile, and that means that every tile holds 2 boxes. You can increase that with different upgrades. Come up. Come on, little guy. Come on. Oop, 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 oop. Oh, here you go. There you go, little guy. He likes to sleep in my lap. What you doing, little buddy? He might actually step on the keyboard because he likes to watch this game. If my video feed were working, I would put him on because he's just super damn cute. I mean, kittens are by nature, but this one is especially cute. And he likes to sit and watch the snots run around. He'll paw at the screen every now and again and stand on my keyboard. Uh-oh, do we have combat somewhere? Oh, okay. We're good. I've got 3.5, or a little more than 3.5 minutes till the next one shows up. Don't step on my keys, little guy. He's batting at the hand of terror. Hey, whoop, that's keys. You gotta come down here. Whoop, there you go, buddy. So, and I've got a couple of streams. There's a video on my YouTube channel of him and his brother, but he's here, and he's an adorable little guy. Okay, I gotta get on this because I'm gonna blow it if I don't. Let's see about
It's payday.
traps. We should go for traps. So I gotta research a guard room, then I need to research a Tinkerer's Cave, and I'm gonna leave 100 of that open, 100 evilness open, so that I can research a little bit more on the creature side of it and get them going shortly. I'll need an orc. And then one of the things that you want to do, like I was saying earlier, you want to put your trap room, or the room that creates the work boxes and the room that creates the traps. You want them to be kind of close to each other, because these snots will have to carry toolboxes to this room from this room in order to create the trap. So it's all about managing the snot travel time. And not making them run incredibly long distances to get to these rooms. Work faster. I don't have enough money for it. I need to build, I need to get more of these guys. What I really need to do is research more snots so that I have more guys working on drilling out the gold and stuff. Ooh. Army is growing, thankfully, but I do not have a way to heal that orc, so I'm going to need to worry about that. Portal will open your dungeon. So I can at least build that. Oh, I've got one too many. One block long on this. I didn't realize I made it 6 by 6. Yeah, 6 by 6 instead of 6 by 5, which was my original intention. So, oh well, it happens. Come on, Snots. Yeah, I made it one space too long. What I'll probably do is that, and then go in here and demolish this row, and then fill it back in, because at least that'll give me the money back, some of the money back for the room, and it will be more efficient. No, don't step on my keyboard. Hey, hon, look at this little guy.
Oh, hey, you like that game?
He likes this game, yep. He likes to watch the hand move around.
That's so cute.
Isn't it? He's pawing at it right now. You can't stand on my keyboard, little guy. Those are hotkeys. He wants to play. I bet he'd play it better than I do. Probably be better at the game than I am.
Like a little shelf to go over.
Yeah, just put a little thing over the keyboard so you can stand on it. Nope. But oops, what happened? I think he just loaded my my quick save. Did you want me to play this other one, dude? Is that what it is? No. That's no. You can't step on my keyboard, little guy. Come here. Come here, you little monkey. Come here, you little monkey. Whoops. Well, we'll find out what he did. And maybe I'll just run with it. Because this is a pretty free-form stream. I'm gonna be uploading it to YouTube.
The cat's gonna be making the choices.
But the cat's gonna be making the choices, yeah. No, you can't go up there, guy. Oh yes, this is a very expanded. I'll show you around this dungeon a little bit because I do have a lot of time into this one. As you can see, there are a bunch of traps set up. Oh, perfect. Where's enemies in my dungeon? Yeah. So these guys are gonna basically. I'm gonna sit here and watch these guys die. The traps are incredibly overpowered. There are. Don't step on that again. They get crushed. And there are two different general styles of traps. There are automatic traps like these. Enemies stand on them and they operate. And then there's ones like this spring trap right here. When a hero walks onto it, you have to click on it. You have to right-click it, slap it with the Hand of Terror, and it pops. You hear the boing. But they won't get there because the rest of this dungeon is the rest of this path is just not nice for them. So as you can see, I didn't have to do anything. Once I got that set up, it's pretty much impassable by them. If they do make it over here, this part surely ends their lives. And then they can't get through these doors very easily. So these doors are much more advanced. Now that I've got the ability to show this off, it no longer tells me there is no lecture hall in place because I have a lecture hall built. I have all of these as options: regenerating and stronger dungeon heart. If you go into the graveyard, you can get more zombies per pack, or more packs of zombies. Louder Banshees, their range increases by 50%. The cooldown of the Beguile skill reduced by 50%. Automatic and manual traps damage is improved. All of them, I think almost all of these have at least some little thing in them that allows you to improve this section, the subsection overall. So it is really good. And then spells. You can research a bunch of different types of spells to cast. Mana Bombs, Undead Rise, that one's really fun because it'll spawn a bunch of undead in a spot where you cast a spell. And then you can, Supernatural reference, if you didn't notice, the Pit Fiend, the little flavor text for it is Crowley, is that you? Love me some Crowley. Crowley is the only reason I watch that show anymore.
And Rowena.
And Rowena, yes. Crowley and Rowena, those are the two reasons that I do that. And these particular ones, the improved Horde, the improved Undead, and improved Demons, don't have a specialized thing in the lecture hall because they have unlimited research. You can crank this up and crank this up and crank this up as much as you want. Aww. Meow. What's my little guy? So that is a really, it's an amazing family. Yep, it's pretty insane. Pretty insane. Come here, little dude. So, so unfortunately, him loading the game kind of did me in on that run through for the survival. So I will try it a third time. What do you think? But the skirmish, you can do this as a co-op, okay? And the multiplayer, you can do this as a duel. You can set up. I've never actually done this. I don't know how. I don't know how that works. You get a game ID. No. Don't stand on my thing. But I'm not exactly sure how you host a game. That's, interesting. It might not be set up to do that. I don't know if... I'm going to have to do some research into that to find out exactly how you set up a co-op game or set up a multiplayer versus game in this. If it just throws you in randomly with people, will be pretty disappointing, and I'm sure they would want to change that because that's not something that generally people want to do. Yeah? You want to go up there? Ooh, don't fall. So let's see. Actually, let me because I do not have use of my mouse wheel in the game. I'm going to try reloading it. Maybe it just bugged out. Oh, you got a visitor.
Come over here. Come on.
Yeah, and I get an amazing view of cat butt. Wonderful. Okay. Dungeons 3 Beta. This releases on October 13th? 12th or 13th? Which one? October 13th is the release date.
Hero torturing evil.
Hero torturing evil. I'm going to turn off the surprise rooms just because it makes dungeon formation a little bit easier, and I think on a survival I don't want to deal with them. You would like to get yourself some grilled unicorn kebab? Yes, exactly. I love that. The whole game is like that too. It's all, you know, cheesy, funny. It's great. And they gave us access to the first 4 levels of the campaign. And I do have a video up on YouTube, like I was saying earlier, that goes through all of it. That goes through all 4 of the levels. We'll try this. Stop 20 of these groups to win the game. Alright, third time's a charm. I'm gonna tear into this, I think. Hopefully. I was hoping that they were going to put one of those big ones right, one of the veins right outside my dungeon art. That would have been excellent. I'm just going to carve out a hallway all the way around it here. Ah, there's one. Okay, I'll let them go for a minute here. And let's see. Come on, little buddy. Come back up here. Come on. Up, up. Good boy. Yeah, he's a good boy. Don't step on the keyboard. He loves that hand. The hand of terror, he loves that thing. He bats at it constantly. Okay, let's get this done up here. Sniff and snuff, snuffer, snuck, snod. I love the names of the snots. That's cute. And there's a Doctor Who reference in here, at least one, that I've noticed already. There you'll find there's one of the names that will draw for a banshee is Carla Geddon, and one of the names that will appear for a snot is Snotlageddon, and that is clearly a reference to Doctor Who, if I ever heard one. I would highly recommend going through the settings and looking at all of the hotkeys. It can be a lifesaver, or an unlifesaver, as it would probably be. Sorry, I had to. And then that will actually improve your handling of the game quite well, because it's complex without them. Having to get into different menus with this on the side, and the fact that it slides the screen sideways. I was having a lot of trouble with that early on, and then I went into the settings and wrote down all of the hotkeys for everything, and put them on a little sticky note on my monitor, so I now have pretty clear and easy access to what's up. Okay, so I've got a bunch of banshees, and all of those are really far away from me. Oh crap, that's going to make things very difficult. Meow. What's the matter, buddy? Yeah? Alright. I'll pet you. Hey, Hap. Can a guy watch football and take a nap without bombshells being dropped in Discord and surprise streams popping up? Nope. You can't. You can't watch football and take a nap without that happening. It's not possible. Hey, there's a hockey game on today.
Okay.
Yeah. Hockey is greater than football, in my opinion, anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And in any sane person's opinion, it should be. Oop, 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 oop. I forgot. I'm getting attacked, aren't I?
Take that!
So Hap, I don't know if you were privy to the information or not, but Fuzz is sending me something. Back from the days in Defiance, Tryon sent her a T-shirt with the words Defiant Few written on it, both in English and in Indigene, which is a language that was created for Defiance by the same guy that created the language in Game of Thrones, I believe, if you're a fan. I've never actually seen the show. But yeah, it says Defiant Few on the front of it, and I have been jealous, so jealous of her for this shirt. Well, she found it, and she is gifting it to me. And I am elated, to say the least. I am really thrilled. You were hoping it was beer? Well, beer would be good, but the T-shirt's going to be awesome, so I'm okay with it not being beer.
My first guess was beer.
My first guess was beer. Okay, let's see. I need one of these right here. These are going to be rooms for Horde and for Demons. I've got the one for Undead right there. This is going to be a workshop.
Enemies have entered the dungeon.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Good.
Darn. That was your first thought, too. Nice. Okay, I need more snots. Not enough snot.
Worry.
Work faster. And if you smack them too much, they'll get dizzy and they'll stop, but when they come back, they'll work super fast. I guess it's a bit of a thing. It's a surprisingly nice gesture from the Bad Seed. Indeed. I agree. See, what I'm thinking that, you know, she's doing it because, well, she's really a nice person, so this is just, you know, very tongue-in-cheek, but she's probably doing it so that the next time she boops me and I complain about it, she can go, oh, but I sent you that shirt. Before I build those, I'm going to need these snots here. Come on, guys, run faster. Oops. Build up the booping cred. Yep, indeed. See, and she'll have it to be able to say that she's not a bad seed, because bad seeds wouldn't do that, you know? I see. She's got motivations. Okay, I'm just going to put one of those in there for right now. I'm going to need let's see. That's 5 by 3 right there. Uh-oh. Oh dear. That's not good.
Comes from above.
Okay, my mouse wheel works again. It was probably just glitched out from something that I did. I don't have it work yet, so I don't have to worry about that dying. Let's see.
He's not gonna get up.
Where is a good place to build a prison? Nope, not there, apparently. Just waiting for a pizza place to open, 40 minutes to go. Ah! I forgot about that. You know, that's something. We haven't done this in a while. Excellent. 39. And that allows you to put in any number. So you can, there you go. Booyah. Let's see. Let's build a room. What room? I need a prison. So I want to start converting heroes into archers. I'll be able to put 8 prisoners in that one. Let's expand this out by 2 and fill in this and this. And that. There we go. Now the problem is I'm going to have to go super far in order to take over one of these things. I was hoping that my dungeon entrance was going to happen down here instead of up in this corner, but that's not the way this map works out now, is it? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get another Banshee. I'm going to pick everybody up, throw them out of the dungeon, and hopefully I can do this in 2 minutes.
I am the queen of evil.
Unfortunately, there's probably blockades on the way there. So this is going to be interesting. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this or not. For evil! One of the things that she'll say from time to time is blood for the blood god, cookies for me. Oh, crap. Uh-oh. Wow. Yeah, the ranger, it sucks. Hap was the only one that made it out with beans. Dope. Ugh, they've got 2 novices here. That's gonna hurt. I'm gonna lose people. Shot us both in the back and took our beans. Yes, indeed. Oh, good. Yeah, this is not gonna go well. I'm gonna lose again. I need to get these guys out of here. I can't take that over. Crap. That is a really terrible location. Ugh. Thankfully, I've got zombies down here healing, and I should have, hopefully, nope, no prisoners. Nothing yet. Oh, good. Well, at least they are right next to the prison. Put those guys there to distract them. Oops. As soon as I see all that green disappear off of there, I'll be good.
Ouch!
Hopefully. So yeah, the survival part of this game is no joke. They're not messing around. I would probably avoid this seed just because of how far away the evilness shrines are to everything, because it's really distant and not good. I'm saying it's a bad... I am saying that it is a bad seed. Yep. Yes. Indeed. When in doubt, blame it on the seed, right? Isn't that what we do here? Work faster! Work faster! Work faster! You little snots. Oh, they're bringing people into the prison. That's good.
Hasta la vista, baby.
I'm gonna just use that whole thing as a treasury for the heck of it here. Always blame it on the seed. Okay, so we'll get that going in here. Actually, I'm just gonna leave that there. Screw it. Hasta la vista. She's pretty funny. Let's see. Where are my population increases gonna work best for me here? Okay.
Payday.
Once I get... there we go. To hell with your payday. Go out here and take over evilness. Then I'll pay you. Get to the chopper. This game does not have a pause button. No. It does not. I think if, as long as you're solo in it, escape will pause, but not something that you can, not like in Tropico, where you can pause the forward progress of the game, but still make changes to it. No. Yeah, the Talia, the hero, is the one that said that. That's this, this lady right here. Well, the anti-hero, really. There's a whole story behind her. She's a dark elf. Oh, good. They left their healer right out in the open. How nice. Hence the real-time and real-time strategy. Yeah, it does kind of fit. Now that the healer's out of the way, most of these will be pretty easy.
Bye-bye, baby.
Portal will open soon.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Okay, so now let's get them back in here. Quick, like a bunny. Dang it, are you serious? There's already somebody that wants to attack that. That's crazy. Uh-oh. Oh, good. It's gonna open right there.
Defend the dungeon heart.
Oh, boy. Uh-oh. This is gonna hurt. Thankfully, that skeletal archer came out and attacked them and kind of threw them off their game for a second. Yeah, from what you've seen, it is possible to lure the good guys away from their group protection. Indeed, it is. There is something to be said for kiting enemies.
Little Snot is secretly making jokes about the absolute evil behind its back. It should be punished, but I forgot which one it was. They just all...
They just don't look the same. Okay, let's get the Lich, because the Lich is super powerful. Let me go into my army here and find out who is low on the totem pole. Take these guys. There we go.
Enemies have entered the dungeon.
Hands to yourself.
You're gonna fall off here, little guy. He's so sacked out, he's just slowly sliding off of my lap. Whoops. Did I do that? Oh, I think I did lose one of my orcs. That's okay, they're still level 1, and they're expendable at that. I just don't want to lose leveled minions if I can avoid it. Workshop is holding toolboxes. What do I need? To be cleared. So this, and this.
Payday.
What this allows you to do is regenerate your huge wave of heroes approaches. It allows you to regenerate your horde type units. And this also requires free space for patients to hang out. Well, one is in here, you can put more in these empty spaces. There's also a better defibromat that you can get with magical toolboxes that I will be working on doing because it's a better defibromat.
Take me to the enemy. Down
Nope, wrong
once!
side. Oh, good. And then more over here, huh? Yikes. This is difficult. This is some crazy stuff. Oh, and another one over here?
The dungeon hop.
Oh, God.
Where are you taking me?
Wow. They don't give you a whole heck of a lot of time to work this out, do they? Probably, let's see, yeah, they're dead. Thankfully I have this that they'll, my horde units will come back.
Talos must die. Oh, they!
That portaling makes it tough to build up trap defenses, absolutely. What I'd probably want to do is make it so that it winds around a little bit around this and put in these doors. You know, once I have the ability to build stuff, I can build traps. Huh? Oh, not enough gold. It won't even turn it. Weird. There we go. So we'll put those in. But I need this workbench to get finished. No, come here. No, quit working on the walls. Build that. Go faster. You go faster too. Let's have another lich once I can afford it. They always head for the dungeon heart. But they will stop and get, they will stop and take out aggression on rooms. They will destroy rooms. Specifically, if you have one of these set up, a treasury, they will go and raid it. And they'll take all your gold. If you have a room set up like this, they'll start destroying the tiles out from underneath it. Pretty rough. Okay, do they have that thing done yet? Alright, how about we go in here, we upgrade that, and then I've got 2 horde units so far. Let's go ahead and add another one that I can drop right into this thing. Yes, make traps. Do that. It's almost like they're working against me. Yeah, it is. It's crazy. works out like that. Let's see. Oh god, another hero portal. Let's not worry about that yet then.
Payday.
I think I'm probably going to end up needing another graveyard pretty shortly here to accommodate for all the guys that I've got. 2, 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6. Okay, there we go. Hey, Sid, how's it going, dude? Going pretty good. Can't complain too much, not that anybody listens. Wave 6. I am attempting a, this is a survival map. You have to face 20 waves of heroes, and so far I had, Dumbledore. Cute. I've had, not a good time of it. He needs to go over here and continue to build traps. Goodness. Where's this? Nope, wrong button. Do. The Arcanium is where you generate mana, and I would really like use of the spells that that gives you. This is also a thing that requires storage space, hence the odd shape being okay.
Okay, you guys see the stupid bird.
Okay, give me just a minute here.
He's just stomping around.
Just stomping around. Purple and shiny, indeed. I need a sinister laboratory somewhere. Okay. Okay, and I'm also going to put a doorway through there because I'll be able to physically put doors. 40 efficiency. Enough toolboxes. Doors work for the efficiency of the room, which is wonderful.
It's payday.
Don't have enough toolboxes yet. Now, can I get that? Nope. This magic room spell. Oh, goody! They jumped right into my. Ugh.
I'm falling!
Dang, I keep doing that. I keep lifting these guys out and throwing them in there. Oh, I don't have, still don't have enough. Okay.
Enemies have entered the dungeon.
Uh-oh.
Die.
What I need to do is I need to start relying on this more and segregate these guys out, because they die too quickly without Naga to heal them. Once I've gotten them a little stronger, it won't be a big deal, but what we do is what I'll do is follow the
Death to all that is good.
and hit Control 1, and that way now I can
Death
pull
to
all
the
of those
good!
units except for the orcs by hitting 1, and they will just all grab up into my hand. Now what I want to do is use this really cool spell to pump up the efficiency of this room. And then, but yeah, if I put doors on all of the rooms, they will at least have a hard time getting through those spaces. The arachnids, the demons, any demon unit will work these mana shrines. So that was the importance of that. And in order to build magical traps, you need access to toolboxes, and you need access to a Tinkerer's Cave. And then in order for that, in order to do the magical traps, you have to have the Sinister Laboratory. And I need to figure out a place to put that kind of near here if I can work it out. I think I had this room set aside in my mind for that. Sinister Lab. That's $1,000 for that thing. I didn't realize those were so expensive. Holy smokes. Okay, so I don't have anywhere near enough money to buy that. How about we build this? Thankfully, treasuries don't have efficiency. They just have storage space. Okay, I think I have enough room now to open up a little bit more of this.
Payday.
Did a hero portal just get defended automatically? I don't know. They might have spotted it and all headed towards it. I'm not sure. There's fighting in the dungeon. Oh, yikes.
Defend the dungeon!
Oh, huh. All right, there you go. Oh, mana. I just put a boatload of mana in there. Saw the timer hit 0 but didn't see a fighting announcement. Yeah, I didn't either. That's dangerous.
Look forward to the definitely never to appear World of Dungeons, an MMO with the budget of a small country. Waddle through the underground as a little snot and get a beating from a huge hand of terror. Now that sounds like fun.
World of Dungeon, an MMO. That's cute. There's a lot of that in this game. Oh, there's no orders for traps or doors. Okay, well, how about this? This. Dope. Yay, Pan survived. Dun, dun, dun. Poor Sid. Sid didn't. well, we jump up the efficiency of this room for 2 minutes. Oh, I know, snot. Sid bet 50. Yep. Yep. We want a total of 31. Yeah, it doesn't. It's not a betting system as far as that goes. It's just a like a random mini game type deal where those probably, I don't know where the extra beans go. I couldn't answer that. What size is this room? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5. I think I was planning on using that as the workshop room.
The enemy.
The house always takes a cut. Indeed. I don't know where those go. Probably in my cup. You know, it's usually how it goes. That's bad, Hap. That was bad. That was real bad, okay? Bad. Now, why are these guys not doing anything with these? There's got to be a reason for it. I could fill that wall in. So bad it's good. It's a type of coffee, but it's not really. Anybody who tells you Maxwell House's coffee is lying to you. Ugh. Awful. And I drink rot gut stuff. I drink like store brand rot gut coffee. And I will not touch Maxwell House. This game seems rigged. It is a little bit, probably. There's also that I don't know. Should have done, yeah, he should have done a boss fight on the first day. That was totally rigged. It was 110% in favor of the boss. There was like literally no chance for a party of people to win. None. Whoops. Okay, so if I do this, and then shave that out, and then build that into the rest of the room, that'll give me 4. Many brave beans were lost that day. Indeed, they were. But yeah, now I have the bosses set up so that they are defeatable. And then that gives the ability to research all this different stuff. inhuman conditions. You don't have to stick any human. You don't have to stick to any human rights conventions. This research lets you lock up an additional hero per tile. That's kind of nice. Okay, it's not. More and more, it's not. Yeah. Oh no! The only one that gets hosed. I'm so sorry, dude. Let's see, where is... I really, really like this bot. Yeah, he's good to you. Ah, they appeared in the prison. How convenient. See, now they're stuck in this room and they're going to attack the door by nature. So I guess these guys ignore rooms and just go for the dungeon heart, because they should have torn the living hell out of that gobbler.
The dungeon heart is being attacked.
Yeah, I know.
There are enemies in your dungeon.
Oh, good. Just what I need is more enemies in my damn dungeon. Sports statistics. 10 to 20 waves so far. I know, this is very brutal. And this is not quick mode. No. Absolutely not. Wow. Yeah, this, and it's only going to get worse. But I've made it further on this run than I have in previous runs.
Defend the dungeon heart.
Uh-oh. Phew. Okay, so I've got that set up. I've got the prison set up. I wonder if I could pull off... Why aren't I making magical toolboxes yet? She can convert me. Yes, the succubus can convert heroes, indeed. You need to have a torture chamber, which is this right here that I still have yet to research.
I thought you were talking about
Oh, oh no, she just died. Where was there even combat? I didn't, how did she die? That's weird. I didn't even, it didn't show that there was anybody there to kill her.
Oh, I've been resurrected. Thank you.
Oh, I've been resurrected, thank you. It's weird that it's not showing me where combat is taking place, but it's taking place. It's a little painful. Ah, what in the hell is going on? Oh.
Defend the dungeon!
Okay. Did she starve? No. That must be a feature. Ah, crap. Okay, guys. Dumbledore and Weasley. Two of my liches are named Dumbledore and Weasley. Bleeding out? I don't think so. I don't think that's a thing. I'm not exact. There must have been a unit there that died, but it didn't leave behind a hero carcass like it always does. So I'm not exactly sure what that is. Agamemnon. She can convert me. Wah, wah. Uh-oh. Okay, so that doesn't work to do that way. But they'll come back. Killed post-conflict. Maybe a damage over time spell. That could very well be. I don't know of any specifically, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they don't exist. Entirely possible. You don't have to fall off. He's so sacked out that he's rolling off of my lap. Oop, don't fall. Okay, I need, oh, you know what? I do need torture chamber. Yeah. Well, let's put that up by the prison, because that's something that kind of goes hand in hand as far as room function goes. It needs a 3x3 space for each torture chamber thing that you put in. Each, I don't remember what they call them specifically. The workbench, basically. Oh, the set's already. Gotcha. Ah, your torture implements do not impress me. I have the collected works of Nickelfront. No! That's good. The rack. Yep. They have a rack. They have a couple of weird-looking torture devices in here. And then you can take these heroes, drop them in here. Let's take this priestess. Oh, odd. Okay. And then, where are the succubi? There we go. You'd think a torturer would listen to Iron Maiden. Indeed. And I have a succubus named Hermione. It's accurate. And the conversion rate is not 100%. You won't always get a conversion out of it.
Heyday.
But it'd be great to get one of those sword masters. Yeah, he converted. He is mine. Booyah. Oh, both of them. Yes, that is excellent. I think you can convert up to 3 heroes total. I think you can have 3 converted heroes in your army at any given time. Okay, I need to get rid of this and this. I need to get the magical versions of them in there. And then I need to research some traps. Rotating flamer and a tar pit. Magnetic trap's fun too.
Enemy.
Get the converted heroes to fight the mother, and indeed, put them in the front line. Yeah. Unfortunately, when everything's under here, I don't have much control over who attacks what, but it is, but they are in there. There's so much going on that a bunch of them are just leaving because they don't need to be, they can't get in to attack. That's crazy. Okay, and I also need one of these guys for this room. And then I can delete one of those because I don't want it running. There's a visual glitch that if you delete one, it shows you the blank floor. It still works. The room isn't broken, it's just a visual glitch. Let's make that bigger. That's going well. Got more than enough space for prisoners. Let's get that last snot upgrade out of the way. This one's great. The Teleportomat 3000. They won't carry stuff like this guy right here is carrying this gold to put it in this treasury. They won't teleport to do that, but they will teleport to where it is to pick it up. Just one portal? Yeah.
Not to be confused with the great publisher Calypso joined in the game. You didn't? Well, I wanted to astound you with this momentous bit of trivia. You really should get back to playing the game again.
Yeah, it's weird that they only sent one portal on that go. That was kind of weird. I was expecting a lot worse. Let's see. I need more magic boxes, so let's go ahead and cast that room spell on this one. somebody wants to attack the Isle of Evilness. Alright, well, let's ride out and meet them. Oh, and that guy's a level 9? Whew. One thing that I've got to do, I need to build the stuff that allows you to advance your units past a certain level. Because right now, the way that they are, they can only go till 5. And they don't have the ability to level beyond that until you build a special room for each one. Yeah, I don't know if I should send out an expedition now. The trouble is, if I run out of that evil, if I lose that evil shrine, I'm in a lot of trouble. That, and I have this.
Sure showed him.
Oops.
Throw me at the enemy. Good must
Oops.
die.
This guy's ticked. He's not going to have anything to do with me right now. Because he is hungry and thirsty. I don't have beer. Oh, crap. That is a problem. Okay.
What's up?
There we go. Yeah, I love that portal. The portal spell is awesome. Another room where you need a lot of storage space. Minions can walk over traps unhindered. Indeed. Always a very good thing. Okay. I need beer. Beer. How much is this thing for? Okay. I can delete that, delete this, get back in here, put up a large mana shrine. Now 4 demons can work that, which is much more efficient. Quit fixing the walls and build the important stuff. Brewery was like a level 1 build thing in Dungeon 2. Did they change it in here? Pretty much, yeah. It's because now it's only required by 5th level critters or higher. In fact, that was one of the things that I really needed to do was build the temple in here. Hopefully I have enough money to do it. Or enough, nope. Because the temple is what allows undead to go past level 5. So I'll need to get one of those in here soon-ish. magical door here. So at least the guys that are walking into my dungeon will get nailed. And I know that will negate the ice traps here, but they still, it'll freeze them, burn them, freeze them, burn them, freeze them, burn them. It's pretty nasty. Alright, 13 of 20, and I've got another one showing up very soon. Let's see. No, I need that. I need to wait until I get it up to 450. Alright. Why not? I'll be crazy. I got so many beans, but I'm always here, so. All and or. Yep, indeed. Wave 14. Ah.
Payday.
Pardon. It's interesting that they're not coming through in multiple portals anymore. I mean, the fact that they're still popping up in random rooms is bothersome, but... But at least these are protected. Dang, I got a horrible tickle in my throat. Put out that fire with beer. Wait. Okay, so they removed all the gold from there. So I'm going to change that out. Put a door in there. Uh-oh. Oh no. Alright. Me and Penny came out of it. There you go. I was hoping that you weren't going to lose your very last bit of beans. I'm going to leave a treasury there, so I'm going to, that way they've got someplace close by that they can get paid. Let's see. One of the other neat things that you can do with that spell is, as long as you've got it, have an area to cast it that you can see. And the longer you hold down the button, it'll charge that. So this is like a really strong version of that portal. So what I can do is go down here, grab up all my dudes, go to my dungeon heart, which I think is a home button. Yep, dump them all in there. And then
What can I do for you?
this way. Interesting. It just doesn't look like it is as many critters as I should have. Yeah, like where's the other spider?
Not gonna get up.
There we go. Oh yeah. I think really level up my main character? Yeah, probably. But now that I've got 2 evilness shrines, this will be pretty quick. Now she can summon shadows. That's always fun. Oh, I still have to get that thing. Dang it. Cool. Oh, let's see. Make more boxes. Yeah, see, all those traps are laid in, so anybody who comes through there is going to have a really ugly, ugly time of it. What's neat, that teleport thingy that I was talking about, I'm going to carve, I'm going to, put a line in the rock right here, and just watch that one of them will just, boop, pop in. Oh, he just popped in on that. I guess they're not finding that block very important. And then the one runs into it. That's crazy. Okay, well, let's see. How about if I do this? If I go out in the middle of nowhere and do it where there's no snot nearby. Then one runs to it. That's weird. That is so strange. It's very nice of them to attack my prison. Because then when they die, they don't have very far to go. Wave 15. Yes, yes. Oh, there we go. That's what I'm looking for. Lots and lots of them. I'm just going to start lining these with traps to slow them down.
The dungeon heart is being attacked.
Okay, I know.
The enemy.
Let's get these. Uh-oh. Why are they not... That's interesting. Go through there. Wow. I'm getting the crap beaten out of me. Oh, there goes Talia.
The dungeon heart is being attacked.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, crap. I think I just lost. Yep. Damn. Close. 15. That's further than I've gotten before. So that's a good sign. It was a good run, indeed. 370-something thousand liters of blood spilled. That's good. You think you'll get it? Cool, dude. It's a lot of fun. I mean, it's certainly not terribly relaxing, but it is very good. Oops.
Done. The Ash Spring Swamplands. While Grimly Hammerhand, the shadow
Yeah,
of
Grimly
absolute
Hammerhand.
evil-
He's the
The
dwarf.
shadow of absolute evil had crossed the sea and now sought the chosen target.
I'll just I'll go through the first of the campaign here,
Long
just so that you can
time
see
ago.
the very beginning of it.
The absolute evil had, in the famous predecessor to this game, subjugated the known world and defeated good. Now, In a world full of blackness and despair, it spent its days sipping cocktails from the skulls of its enemies and forging new plans over a grilled unicorn kebab. Unfortunately,
I like
there
how the
wasn't much left
unicorn's
to
still
forge.
blinking with a big
few
bite
more
mark taken
wedges,
out of it.
the occasional trick played on the little snots. There just wasn't anything left to conquer.
They already sold you with
As
the main
weeks
character?
and
Yeah.
months passed, the absolute evil grew ever more reticent and seclusive. From time to time, one could hear a slight murmur from the depressed evil's secret laboratory in the depths of the dungeon. Its creatures grew more worried with each passing day, and even started to miss its ingenious evil tricks. It was a somewhat confusing time for them. No beatings, no torture, and no being sent to a senseless death. On the other hand, it was a rather nice change. Eons passed, and the unicorn supply dwindled until suddenly, one wonderful day, the evil genius evil joyfully burst from its super secret laboratory. It finally had a new goal. An unknown continent, as often found in sequels, lay to the east, sheltered from the wicked evil by naught but a puny little ocean. It immediately had a fleet built. This was so powerful that it covered the horizon from north to south and was manned by the best and most powerful creatures at the devious evil's command. The fleet set sail for the crossing to this new continent, left the harbor, and sank. Yet that mattered naught to the couldn't give a hoot about its minions' evil. It instructed its goblins and little snots to design an even more powerful fleet. These new ships were gigantic. Loaded with devious evil's second-best creatures, the fleet set out.
And
that
sank
sank
as
well. The annoyed evil saved his relentless anger towards the shipbuilders for later. Obviously, it would have to take care of the matter itself. With a sigh, it cast a spell and created a shadow of itself. A creature of absolute darkness and evilness. This shadow flew across the water towards the east. There, it would find a vessel, a corruptible being that would subjugate this land in the name of evil. And the shadow had the perfect target in mind. The great paladin Tanos, hero of the totally Eastern Kingdoms.
Dungeons
and
for evil versus
reputably
evil.
good
Yeah,
fighter.
probably.
He was visiting the fatiguing library in Twistram with his comrades to see his foster daughter Talia.
Well now, Talia, tell me about your studies. Are you making progress with the writings of the ancient sages?
Yes, dear father. I have thoroughly digested it and have come a step closer to the good. The desire within me to do evil
Twistram,
is
yeah.
defeated.
Really? Excellent. I am
Stormbreeze.
proud of my child. Continue to concentrate on your studies. I must go to Stormbreeze to clear up a few matters. I'll be back soon. In the meantime, my loyal friend Grimly will protect the country. Should anything trouble you, you can turn to him. Isn't that right, Grimly?
Aye, of course, Tanos. I'll keep an eye on the damn elf. I mean, your daughter. You can count on me.
Then I'll see you soon, my friends. May the goddess watch over you, and the light burn eternally.
Bon voyage, dear father. I'll make you so proud of me. Who does good is good.
You know how that works out.
Yuck. Disgusting phrases like that always leave such a nasty taste in my mouth. These abnormally good heroes, on the other hand, had no inkling of the malignity gathered to the south. One moment a herd of sheep was peacefully grazing, and the next moment, whomp! with a fulminant explosive effect that ate up half our special effects budget, the Shadow entered the world. His target, a dark elf caught between good and evil, was very close. As the shadow of the unspeakably evil moved through the world, all around it died. Plants withered, animals perished. Sort of like a picnic with my family.
The announcer for this game is
The
just
shadow
delightful.
of the far-off evil found itself very, very close to Twistron. It could practically feel its target's presence.
Take these lanterns, men, and let the light of the goddess shine. For the night is dark and full of terrors. And there's a pile of horse poo around here somewhere. I trod in it earlier. For the darkness. I mean, for the light. Sorry. I'm still in training.
Still in training.
Yes, well, that is
There weren't any exploding
Naturally,
cow
the shadow of the
carcasses, but there
almighty evil
were
was
sheep.
an incredibly powerful creature. But, well, light was
Moo,
a
moo,
bit
moo,
of an
moo.
issue.
Moo.
It would certainly be wise to stay out of the lantern light. The shadow reached the entrance to Twistron. Fortunately, this one was not closed, but it was brightly lit. Luckily, there was an unfortunate guard on patrol that the shadow was able to possess, thanks to its incredible powers. As long as it wasn't in the light.
What was that? I think there was something wrong with that last beer.
Unfortunately, the shadow's possession only lasted a short while before the guard was able to free himself. Still, it was long enough to get past the gate. The shadow's target was close, so close. Talia, the dark elf. Soon she would fight on the side of evil.
May the goddess be with you, my friends. It will soon be time to open the orphanage in the fatiguing library. Come to the big square and join in the festivities.
Well, I don't know. I had actually kind of planned to spend the evening in the bathhouse.
Friends, this orphanage is very important to my father. Tanos, you know, the mighty paladin, the one you really don't want to offend.
Yeah, all right. We'd love to come.
Excellent! May the light of the goddess shine upon you, and let us experience this exhilarating spectacle in the big square together. Follow me, my friends, for evil,
The light. Yeah.
I mean. Keep the light burning bright, for the night is dark and full of terriers, or errors, or something like that.
Full of terriers. And I can't convert anybody that's in the light, so I've got to sneak around these guys, wait until they pass, and then I can nab this dude. The night is dark and full of terrors is a line from Game of Thrones. Oh, no kidding.
Stop holding the lantern in my face like that, boy. I am Grimly, king of the dwarves, and I am used to the cold, dark tunnels under the mountains. I have no need of any stupid lamp shining into me eyes. Now I'm stuck with that damn pointy ear. I mean, my good friend Tanos' foster daughter. Curse him. A dark elf is a dark elf, and nothing will change that. The girl will always be tainted. Should have cut her ears off when I had the chance. Enough chit-chat, men. You stay here and secure the area. I have to go check my invention. Stay alert. I can feel something evil lurking in the area. And it's not just that damn pointy-eared... I mean, that elf.
After this cliched monologue, Gimli disappeared into the darkness. The impatient evil shadow set off again. In the distance, one could hear the unbearably good bells of a church. They must be marking the opening of the orphanage in the fatiguing library. Heroes with lanterns began to stream in that direction. The crossing on a red signal evil shadow swore, or would have if it had a mouth, and tried to avoid the lanterns as much as possible.
And in the name of my father Tanos, I'm glad to see so many of you here of your own free will.
Of your own free will.
Finally, the time had come, and the shadow of the passes in the slow lane evil was within range.
My
Passes in
dear
the slow
father
lane
would
evil.
be very proud.
He is a
were he with
racist
us
little dwarf. In
today.
fact, they even
He
point
would
that
be
out.
overjoyed to see us give the young and the needy a place to live and thrive. I am happy to see us all gathered
I
here
forget
today
that there's that cutscene between that, and they haven't divorced the two of them.
Destroy it. I mean, in the name of the light. All of you, this place will in future be a beacon of our
What did she say?
kind-heartedness and our bloodthirst. I mean, our humanity. I feel the power within me. Oh, it's over 9,000.
Unimagined powers surfaced in Talia. The black magic of the Dark Elves. She immediately began to unleash these powers of chaos upon the world.
I'll tear you to pieces.
I like how the fireball does 9,001 damage, and
The Dark
her
Elf
normal
raged
attack,
through
yep,
Tristram's inexperienced
1337.
guards. She thereby built up a tremendous inner energy, which she released into the world as a focused beam, while screaming, Kamehameha! Meanwhile, in the fatiguing library, they waited eagerly with coffee and cake for Talia to show up and open the new orphanage. The energy beam hit the cake with a resounding zap and reduced it to ashes. Oh yes, and the rest of the building and everyone inside it as well.
Oh yeah.
The narcissistic evil patted itself on the shoulder for this.
Or it would have.
But the metal armor always made such a terrible clunking noise when it tried. But then again, that's what little snots are for. Obviously, the Dispatch Shadow had found a perfect vessel in the Dark Elf. Talia had already earned the title of Employee of the Month, with the utter destruction of the fatiguing library, as well as half of Twistram. The destruction of an orphanage and the bombardment of innocent citizens with magic missiles immediately made her the many and wasting evil's new favorite henchperson. Her evil deeds complete, Talia withdrew into the vaults beneath the ruins of the fatiguing library.
Don't look over
There,
here.
between the slaughterhouse and mad Archbishop Lazarus's apartments, she prepared to create something powerful in the name of the absolutely, ultimately evil. A dungeon heart, the cornerstone of any dungeon's power. Far away, Paladin of Light
Fabulous
and Talia's
generic
former
fantasy
mentor,
city.
Tanos, was on his way to the Empire's capital of Stormbreeze.
Just like the things on Star
Naive
Trek.
and trusting
Oh,
as
nice.
he was whistling
Instead of
cheerfully to
Yeah.
himself, with no inkling of
sorry,
his
that
foster
happened.
daughter's dark
It's okay.
deeds.
Oh,
Though he was aware that
What's
as
wrong,
a
little
dark
guy?
elf, she always had a core of evil in her. He had hoped to defeat it through religious
You're gonna fall.
indoctrination with ancient mad writings.
you're gonna fall.
Well, oh, Bean, you
I
thought
know, but
more.
you're gonna fall. Yeah, I know.
Oh.
The Ash Springs Swamp
Lazarus the
Lands.
Mad?
While
Yeah.
Grimly Hammerhand's henchmen were looking for Talia
No.
and the Absolute Evil's army, they in turn were
Yeah.
slowly
Star
marching
Trek.
through the
Yeah,
gloom
like
of
a
the
hypo
Ash
spray.
Springs swamplands
Yeah, it's a hypo
towards
spray.
the dwarven
excellent.
town of Steelsmith.
Yes.
This idyllic area provided the unique opportunity to secure additional allies.
Yeah, the references in this game are just terribly good. Yeah, this cat is remarkably adorable, and he's laying in my lap still. Yeah. And has been pretty much this entire time, and he is just gently meowing at me. Yeah. Oh, what's the matter, dude? What's the matter, dude? Oh. So, okay. It's 4:45. I am gonna go ahead and bring this to a close, I think, just because I should go and get some stuff done so that I can make dinner this evening.
Yay.
Yay, dinner. And I've got a passed out cat in my lap who's meowing at me gently to stop moving and stop talking so that I can be a good chair. Just in time for pizza? Awesome, dude.
Oh.
I wish I had pizza.
We'll be right there.
We'll be right there, Hap. Blast is on his way too. He's got a longer drive than we do. So, yeah, that's, I'm gonna, if you want to see the other 3 levels of the campaign that are already out, that are, you know, built into the beta version, the ones that they've unlocked, you can check out, let's see, I think this is the video. Yep, I believe that one, because that's the first, yeah, that was the first one I did. That included the campaign. And then there's a couple other videos on my YouTube channel that are there. Not chains. Yeah, pizza chains suck. I only do that if it's, you know, sustenance pizza and not for enjoyment pizza. We've got a pizza place that's out in the middle of nowhere. You'll play those soon? Good. Good. We have a pizza place that's out in the middle of nowhere, and to just look at the place, one would wonder how in the hell she stays in business. Because, I mean, it's really in the middle of bloody nowhere. But then you have one of her pizzas, and you realize how she stays in business. It's because she regularly gets people to drive an hour and a half from Colorado to get pizza from her. And as a testimony to her ability, we're Long Island or Rhode Island? I can't remember.
Long Island.
Long Island. She lived on Long Island for like 14 or 15, 16 years, something like that, and learned how to make pizza there. I am a New Yorker, and I am very, very, very egotistical about pie. You can't get a good pizza outside of the state of New York or this place here. And she does it where not only does she have the New York skills, but she's also got the New Mexico flavors. So she puts a green chili on a pizza, and it just, man, it'll blow your mind out through your ear. It's just insane. So good. So very good. Now I'm really hungry. Thanks, guys. I appreciate that. You have 3 pizza places near you. That's crazy. Yeah, the Chicagoan says that's fighting words. Yeah, but dude, I'm sorry. I just, yeah. No. New York or nothing is the way that I look at it. Chicago makes a pretty good pizza, but get pizza, watch some TV, then go to bed. That sounds like a great idea. Of course, that's going to get me, you know, sleeping at about 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock in the evening, which I don't necessarily have a problem with. I've got this very sacked out purring cat in my lap that is probably going to put me to sleep pretty shortly too, because cats tend to do that. Awesome. Yeah, I figured I'd do something kind of crazy, do a Sunday stream just for the hell of it. I am looking to shift up some of my stream times here and get something a little bit more grouped together and a little bit more regular. So yeah, the purring is the crazy part. That's it's very very comforting, very soothing, very healing, and also very coma inducing. Having a cat purr in your lap is like drinking a bottle of NyQuil. Don't ever drink a bottle of NyQuil. Don't do that. But, yeah. terrible. Alright. So, I will be back tomorrow, more than likely with State of Decay. You know, I did forget that at the beginning of the stream I did mention something about a special thing that is going to happen on Wednesday, September 27th, 10 days from now. It does sound like something different, indeed. And hon, you should see how this cat's laying in my lap. Laying on his back, paws up in his chin, getting a nice belly rub, sleeping, just like passed out sleeping. Yeah, he's adorable. And so Wednesday, the 27th, it is going to happen 2 hours after my normal start time. So it's going to be 2 p.m. my time, 1 p.m. Pacific. It'll be 4 o'clock on the East Coast. And 10 o'clock at night in the Eastern European countries, I believe. I'm bad with time zones, so forgive me if I'm blowing this. But it'll be 2 p.m. my time, and I am going to be doing a backseat driver stream with the community director from Undead Labs. They do a thing every week where they do this. They grab a streamer that streams State of Decay, and they talk up State of Decay 2, and they talk about the game that's already out, State of Decay, the original, Year 1 Survival Edition. Basically, you share screens with her. She watches your stream, hosts through their Twitch channel, and rides shotgun on your stream. Well, I sent in an email to them last week, and I said, is this something that you gotta, is there a sign-up sheet? Is there a waiting list? Do I have to have a certain amount of zombie guts in order to, complete an incantation, an ancient incantation? How do I... And within 2 minutes, she responded to me and said, yep, this is all you gotta do, this is what I gotta do, and we'll go from there. Does it work for you? And so we had a big old long conversation through email, and to shorten up the story, I am going to be streaming with Undead Labs on the 27th. So, yep. It should be pretty fun. And I'm not sure if... The way that it sounded, they send me a save game that they've basically been trading between people, up the line. So, and I'm not sure how many people they've done this with, but it seems to be quite a few. So, it should be pretty interesting. I'm not exactly sure how the game save and everything, if it's going to be based off of one of mine or what the deal is. If it's based off of one of mine, I'll probably just start up a brand new Lifeline game or something with it. But I will know more in the near future. This coming week, she is supposed to add me to Skype, and that's how they do the screen sharing thing. Unfortunately, that's the only method that they have to do that. She was looking for another way of screen share, but I don't know of one, unfortunately. But yeah, so when I have more information about it, it does sound exotic, doesn't it? Isn't that cool? That this is going to go on. Yeah, on the 27th, 2 p.m. It's going to be in the middle of my normal stream, so yep. So yeah, it has to be with no delay. Yeah, so that she can comment on my on what's going on my screen versus watching the stream and getting it 30 seconds late, a minute late. Yep, that's exactly why. You should look now, huh? I know, isn't he so precious? How I'm gonna get up and move this kitten, I don't know, but yeah. Yeah, it's a shame. Hopefully there will be another, because Ask Valve, to be honest. Because I know Discord was working. The Steam streaming is very fast. I'll have to try that. Yeah. I don't know if it's possible to remove the delay. That might be something involved with Twitch, OBS. I'm not sure. That I don't really know. But the screen sharing, unfortunately, is it's lightweight. Yeah, that's good. But I'll chat with her about it and see if that's something that they can work out. I know Discord was planning on installing some sort of screen sharing thing. Yeah, and Skype performance takes a hit. Absolutely. The good thing is that I've always had it open throughout all of this. I use it quite frequently, as you know. So, you know, the performance hits that I'm taking already, you know, but I don't know about sharing the screen. That might make it considerably worse. But we'll find out. And if it goes in the tank, then she will at least sit and chat with people. Now, the reason that this is quite important is because in spring 2018, State of Decay 2 is coming out. Yeah, that's what you meant? Yeah. State of Decay 2 will be released in the spring. And that game is going to include co-op multiplayer. So, just so you know, I will sell as much blood as I need to in order to get it. I will have a copy of State of Decay 2 when it comes out, if not before. And I'm going to be looking for 3 other people to throw flares at so that we can co-op the heck out of this thing. If you are looking for any information on State of Decay 2, go to their website. They've got all kinds of media stuff out already on it. And, yep. So it's good. It's going to be great. I can't wait. I got a lot of faith that they are going to turn out a better product than the first game. The first game is great. It's great enough that you overlook the flaws. You'll trade me State of Decay 2 for a Defiant Few t-shirt. I'm only going to have one of those, so no. I'll go out and sell blood for State of Decay. I'll do what I got to do. I'll do what I got to do. But yeah, I will absolutely have a copy of that at release, if not before, and it's 4-player co-op, and I'm going to be looking for people. You are evil. That is very evil. So, yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun, I'm sure. I'm looking forward to it. I mean, hell, the way that you call other people into your game, it's not as lame as going and, you know, alt-tabbing, go to Steam, click on the name of the person you want to invite them to your game, and then go back in and they're there. No, they made it part of the game. That you actually pull out a flare gun, launch it into the air, and that is the invite signal to your friends. How badass is that? Like, you're in deep zombie guts, and you got a couple of friends that you know are online, so you throw a flare into the air and they come running. I mean, how cool is that? That is one of the neatest join systems I've ever seen. Certainly one of the most clever. So, yeah, it should be good. Sid comes in. Oh, God. Okay, I won't repeat that.
Yeah, meow, I know. I'm gonna have to get up in a minute, little guy. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna have to get up in a minute. You little monkey.
Alright. Look, the Z signal, indeed. It's going to be crazy, I'm sure. It's going to be some super stuff. And then they also, the first game, they were basically an indie developer working on this title. And this time around, they have the backing of Microsoft, because Microsoft saw what they could do with State of Decay and went, hey, that looks like a lot of money for us, so let's back them. And so now they're backed by Microsoft.
Isn't that cool? Hi, little guy.
He's very sleepily staring at me. But I gotta get out of here because I'm getting kind of hungry, and I'm sure the wife is getting kind of hungry, and this cat has put my legs to sleep. So, on that note, and all of the excitement shared, I will be getting out of here now. So, to those of you who stuck with me, thank you. You guys are awesome. And, get off my lawn!